Hi, and welcome to Lavonne's Kitchen. Today in the kitchen, I am trying to work on my diet. As you know, 2020 was a bad year for everybody. Everybody was stuck in the house. We were doing what? Eating. Everybody was eating, so a lot of us have gained weight, especially me. So I've got to lose a little bit of weight. However, I don't like to do diets. I like to just eat a little healthier, maybe take some of the carbs out of my diet and things like that. So I don't think diets work, but as long as you're eating something and it's good and it's not calorie packed and it's good for you, it's easier to maintain that. So today I'm gonna cook something good. It's gonna be some chicken stuffed with spinach and cheese. No carbs, how about that? And it's gonna be delicious. Remember the video that I put out there with the chicken stuffed with asparagus and cheese? It's gonna be similar to that. Check that video out if you haven't seen it. But for right now, I'm gonna go give you my ingredients. So let's get to it. All right, so it's chicken, right? So I've got some chicken over here. I've got 2 chicken breasts. And we're gonna stuff it with spinach. So I have some spinach. And I said we're gonna stuff it with cheese. So I have some mozzarella cheese and some feta cheese. Of course, I have salt, pepper, garlic powder, and I have a quarter of a diced onion. It was a large onion, so for that to be a quarter, that's like a half of a cup basically. And some oil. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna start on my spinach first, because I've got to do something special to this chicken. So let's go ahead and start the spinach first and put a little oil in here, let that heat up. So what I'm gonna do while that is heating up, I want my chicken to be thin. So what I'm gonna do, I've showed you guys this before. I'm gonna put it in a baggie and I'm gonna beat the stew out of it. Make sure you close your baggie, get all the air out. We got it flat. And I don't have a meat mallet, so I'm just gonna use my spoon. And I'm just gonna beat this. This is a nice thick spoon, okay? This big, thick, heavy spoon. So I'm gonna beat this until it's flat. But don't beat it until it's falling apart, okay? Just take your frustrations out on COVID or whatever you want to and just beat it. Beat it, beat it. No one wants to beat. Oh. So what will happen is once it's thinner, it's gonna be bigger and easier to wrap around to stuff it. See, look at that. Now it's a lot bigger, it's flat, it's thin, it's gonna cook a lot faster, and it's gonna be easy to stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and beat this other one. I'll be back. Okay, I have beaten my chicken, pounded it out really nice and thin. We'll get back to that. We're gonna go ahead and start our spinach. So first thing I'm gonna do is add my onions, and then I'm gonna add my spinach. I have this big pan, but that's only because I want to try and get as much of it in there at once as possible, because you know it's going to wilt down and shrivel up, and it's only going to be a spoonful. All right, let's get this all in here. Okay. Let that cook for about 30 seconds. Then we're gonna flip it over because it cooks really fast. Look at this. When I flip it over, you'll see it's already starting to cook. So I'm gonna let that cook for a minute, and then we're gonna get to this chicken. So I've already beat my chicken very well. So now I just wanna season it with a little pepper. Or should I say a lot of pepper? You know, you guys know I'm a little heavy-handed. A little salt. And a lot of garlic powder. I am going to do that on both sides. Spread it out a little. Okay, that's time to flip the spinach. While my spinach is cooking, I'm going to add a little oil, heat this up for the chicken. Now we are going to start with our cheeses. This is what I want to do, you guys. I had to go wash my hands a minute ago. Every time you touch raw chicken, make sure you wash your hands. So I want to put, let's see, about a cup of mozzarella cheese in here. And maybe a heaping teaspoon of the feta cheese in here. And I just want to mix those two together. Something about feta cheese and spinach, they just go together. You know, like if you had a spinach pie or something like that. Okay, time to flip it again. See how it's already wilting down? Remember how big it was? It was filling up the whole skillet, overflowing. You see it's cooking down. So we want to make sure we flip it and mix those onions in there. Since it's already starting to wilt, now we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings to it. And we're going to use the same seasonings for our spinach as we did for our chicken. So we're going to use a little black pepper, a little salt, and a little garlic powder. Mix it all up. You can smell it already. It's smelling good in here. You know when you start sauteing onions, they smell good, but as soon as you put that garlic in there with it, oh yeah. See, look at that. So we are going to let that cook a little bit more, wilted. Get some of those onions on top of there. I'm going to give that approximately 1 more minute and our spinach will be done and we'll be ready to go ahead and stuff our chicken. Okay, so our spinach is done. What I want to do now is go ahead and I heated up my pan with oil. I want to go ahead and put this chicken in there. Lay it as flat as possible because we're going to stuff that, so we want to make sure it's flat. We're going to cook it on one side, we're going to flip it, then we're going to stuff it, okay? Now, because the chicken is so thin, it doesn't take very long for it to cook. So while it's been in there cooking, I took some of my spinach out of the skillet and drained it, because when you cook spinach, spinach is 90% water, and so it has a lot of juice. So I took some of that out, and what I'm ready to do, as you can see, it's starting to turn white around the edges, which means it's getting done. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this one, then flip this one, and I'm going to go ahead and put my little stuffing on here. I don't want to overstuff it. Put my little cheese on there. cheese in there. I like a lot of cheese, so. And if you do like a lot of cheese, what you can do is once it's already stuffed, you can add cheese to the top of it. So we're gonna let this cook. It's not gonna take very long because it was already cooked on one side. The other side won't take very long at all. I'm gonna get a lid for this. Oops, wrong lid. Let me get another lid that fits the skillet the right way. Okay. It has cooked long enough if you ask me. See, look at that. So what I want to do is flip that over like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put this lid on it and let it cook for another 1.5 to 2 minutes. Okay. Time to take these out. Take a look at them. Look at that. Time to take these out and to taste. Put a little bit of water on those in that pot. Those are the Viking dishes. Silverware pot. The pots and pans. Those are the Viking pots and pans that I use. If you haven't seen that video, make sure that you go out, check out that video as well. It just shows you some. You were asking what types of pots and pans that I use, so that's a good pot and pan to use. Okay, so here is our chicken stuffed with spinach and cheese. So what I did, I separated them. For those of you who eat a lot more, if you just want, I added spinach, a bed of spinach, and just put it on top of a bed of spinach. Look at that. It's all vegetables, it's good, and then you've got your chicken and cheese. So, I'm ready to taste. Remember, like I said, if you want more cheese, you can just add cheese to the top of the chicken as well. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Can you see the inside of that? Mm-hmm. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. And you know what? It may have looked like I used a lot of seasoning on it, but it's perfect. It's perfect. Oh my goodness. I didn't put that much cheese in it, but it's cheesy. Like I said, you can add more cheese to it if you want. And then if just that little bit isn't enough, you know, I just got the plate with the one on it. You can always, because when I cooked the spinach, there was a lot more spinach left. You can always add more spinach to it and have spinach on the side. This is real good. It's gonna help me lose some weight too. It's good when you can enjoy your food if you're trying to lose weight. It's hard to try to diet and eat things that don't taste good. But when you can eat something that tastes good and still lose weight in the process, that's 90% of the battle right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. For those of you who are new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and definitely the like button. And guess what? I'll see you all next time in the kitchen. Bye.